Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through mindful stretch. We are going to practice for 15 minutes today. So as we go through class, just a reminder to listen to your body. If any of the stretches that we work with don't work for you, please skip them, come on out, and modify. Things that you'll need for your practice today is it'll be nice to have a mat to practice on. If you'd like additional props, I took out the blocks and the blanket, so feel free to have those close by if you have them, if you want to use them. Again, they are not a necessity for class, but sometimes we do some stretches. It can feel really nice to just have a little bit of extra support. So as we go through our practice today, I would love to take some time to focus a bit on our backs. I know when people come to class, some of the most common complaints that I hear is back pain or the back is a little cranky or tense. So we will take some time to work on our back. We'll work on our low, mid, and upper back. This practice will be great if you've been sitting a lot through the day. It's really going to help to create some strength and also some flexibility. So to start, I would love to do a little centering just to release the day so far. And we're going to start with a child's pose. So for that one, we can bring our knees together and then we can drop our hips to our heels and then just let the heart melt down. Another option would be big toes will touch, knees come apart. We can lengthen and then we can drop down. And we're just going to find a little softness here for a moment. So as you exhale, maybe just feel your body dropping deeper into the stretch. Nice. Inhale and exhale through the nose. And then feel free to just take some time to be aware of the breath. We'll try to breathe deeply into our body, feeling this expansion, maybe more so in the back of the body, seeing there may be a bit of compression with our stomach and chest on the front of the legs. Take a moment to set an intention for class, and that could be anything, maybe that you want to relax a bit, or if you're holding tension, maybe let that go. And then come on up. Let's take some time to flow through some movements to really warm the body up, and then we can sink into some deeper stretches and the body will be ready for that. So we're going to be in table. We're going to come on up onto our knees. We'll take an inhale. We'll bring our hands to the sky. Nice stretch on those shoulders. And let's come back to a child's pose as you exhale. So we'll just drop the hips to the heels. We'll let our heart come down towards the mat. Using our breath, let's ripple forward through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. It's going to take us into a knee down plank position. And a great opportunity to build some shoulder and arm strength. So let's take a reverse push-up down to the mat. We're going to lower all the way down. And then as you land here, hands will glide in front. Elbows will be underneath your shoulders. We're going to pause here. So feel free to reach for opposite arms just to make sure the elbows aren't too far or too wide from one another. And let's just breathe here. So this gives us a really nice opportunity to get a nice low back bend and stretch. If this is feeling good and you would like even more, press your hands down, elbows lift up, and then we're going to wrap our elbows in towards one another. Feel free to stay here if you want even more. Arms can straighten. So let's see if we can just take this opportunity to really reach and stretch through the crown of the head, finding that length through the full spine. Come on down to the mat. We're going to bring our hands in line with our shoulders. Let's take an inhale here. As you exhale, bring it into a down dog. So toes will curl under and hips will move to the sky. And then as you take down dog. Maybe a little movement here. Maybe bend one knee and bend the other knee. Maybe relax your head yes and no. You can shake it yes, shake it no. Then as you come to stillness, knees begin to lower down to the mat. Hips to the heels, heart will lower down. Back to that child's pose. And then we'll come on up to standing on the knees. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll try that again, but we'll take a different variation to get into the back a little differently. So hands up on inhale. Let's soften down to our child's pose. Stretch on exhale. Moving very intentionally and mindfully. So we want to float forward through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. We'll take our reverse push-up down to the mat. And then letting the arms move alongside your body. Have your palms face down. So that will be a nice gentle rotation in your shoulders. We are going to move with our breath here. So as you breathe in, let's lift our legs. We're going to lift our hearts. We'll feel our arms lift up. And then as you exhale, we're just going to let it all soften down. Give yourself a little break here. Inhale. Legs lift, heart lifts, hands lift. Exhale, float it down. And then finding your own rhythmic flow here. And try to hold length through the spine as you breathe in. Hold length through the spine as you breathe out. Maybe each time that you inhale, you lift a little higher up. You move a little bit deeper into that back bend. Lowering all the way down to the mat. So let's take a nice full breath here. We'll press it back on through, finding that down dog. And then let's hold down dog for just a moment. So this one is such a wonderful stretch for your hamstrings. Wonderful stretch for the calves. Also great opportunity just to stretch the full back. So reach the sitting bones up, get that low back, a nice stretch and release. Knees will begin to lower. Let's float our hips to heels. Heart will lower down. And then we'll rise on up. Nice full breath in, rising onto the knees. Breathe in. Hands at heart. Breathe out. Let's try one more. We'll take a different back bend this time. Hands up as you breathe in. We're going to come on down as you breathe out. Child's pose. Forward, knee down plank. Reverse push-up down to the mat. And this time, I'd love to work with King or regular Cobra. And this variation is so good for our mid back, which can be a little bit of a harder part of the back to target and strengthen, but this pose is fantastic for that. Alignment is really important. So let's have our hands under our shoulders. We'll take the tips of the fingers in line with the tops of the shoulders. We'll take our pinkies in line with the deltoids. Glue the tops of your feet down. And then we're going to peel our torso off of the mat. So see if you can just lift up nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. And this one, you might have the flexibility and want to straighten the arms, but I would encourage you not to. Just try to lift to your navel. So that will just help to activate the muscles in your back, especially our mid back, which is where we're trying to strengthen. So this pose is not necessarily higher is better. So we do want to aim towards the navel. And if you can't lift the navel yet, that's okay. It just might take a little more time to open up your back. And just a reminder, there really isn't a lot of weight in the hands. So I almost feel like you could lift your hands from the ground. But a lot of times if you lift the hands, the feet will naturally lift. So try to glue your feet down too. Let's begin to lower down. We're going to take a nice full breath here, and let's come on back into our down dog. Let's give ourselves 3 deep full breaths in here. Inhaling through the nose, and then exhaling through the nose. When that feels complete, let's bring our knees down onto the mat. We're going to drop those hips to the heels. We'll let our heart lower. And then coming on up, let's take a nice full breath in, rising onto our knees. And then hands to your heart as you exhale. So from here, now that we're nice and warmed up, let's come to seated. You can sweep your feet to the right or to the left. Legs will extend in front for this one. So we will flex the feet. We will press out through the heels and the backs of the knees. We'll try to keep our spine as straight as possible. Now holding this length, let's begin to lower down. We're just going to fold it forward into a forward fold. And then maybe close the eyes here. Try to relax the eyebrows. Relax the jaw. Relax the back of the head, the back of the neck. Relax through the shoulders, arms, and hands. And then relaxing the upper, mid, and low back. And then relaxing through the legs and through the feet. Let's come on up. We'll find a neutral spine here. Crossing the legs if that works for you, if that feels okay on your knees. And then as we come into a seated position here, let's bring our hands at the heart space in prayer. We'll draw our chin to our chest. So we'll do a little rounding here of our back. And then gently drawing the heart forward. We're going to open up our heart space, broaden the collarbones, chin to chest. Let's do a rounding here of the back body. And then heart floats forward, shoulders relax. And then making your way through the cat dog, sometimes called a cat cow stretch. So this one is such a wonderful stretch for our back. And this one's great because you could easily do this when you were sitting at your desk in your chair. You don't always have to get the yoga mat out to do a little stretching. Good. Let's come back to center. We'll take hands to heart. Fingers will interlock. Palms will press up. We're going to lengthen. Draw your hands off to the right and then off to the left. So now we're just going to get a little deeper into the sides of our back. Let's take a moment to pause. Hands to the right. And see if you can create this even distribution of weight in the right sitting bone and also the left. We want to find this nice grounded, even sensation here. Back through the center. Let's lengthen and we'll release to the other side. Maybe spinning and scooping your left shoulder under and then feel that right shoulder draw back a little bit. Heart is shining to the sky. We're going to bring ourselves back through the center. Hands can release down. Let's take a shoulder roll. Shoulders up, back, and down. Thank you so much for joining today. Wonderful to be here with you all. I hope you enjoyed this practice for your back. I hope everyone's back is feeling much more aligned and balanced and relaxed in the mind and in the body. I look forward to seeing you soon. I'll be back tomorrow. We have our chair yoga class. That's at 10 o'clock East Coast time. And that's a 30-minute stretching practice in your chair. So right from the comfort of your desk. Be wonderful to see you all. Take care.